I will talk about the most important thing for farmers, that is soil. So how do we protect it? And how do we protect our environment through that? Then comes Save the Soil to Save the Environment. This is an initiative by Sadhguru which emphasizes on ensuring that our soil is rich and fertile, which is the key for avoiding any ecological disaster. He also explains the importance of soil revitalization and shares 5 methods so that we can save the soil. So today we will dive into the basics of these initiatives. So why do we need to save the soil? 87% of the life which forms on this planet is microbes, worms, insects, plants, animals, human beings, birds, and every other vegetation on the planet is sustained by an average of 39 inches of topsoil. And that is in grave danger right now. In the last 40 years, 40% of the world's topsoil is been lost. The United Nations says that the soil left is approximately 80 to 100 harvests, which means another 40 to 60 years of agriculture. After that, we will not have the soil to produce food. You can imagine the suffering we are causing in the unfold in the world. 30% of India's land is already degraded and 90% of India's states are seeing soil turn into desert. That means the soil can be cultivated there, but there will be no crop. So, protecting the soil for the future generation, for the land, is most important thing. So, how can soil revitalization help the environment? This is something which is not being talked about because it's not fashionable. It is fashionable to talk about air pollution or water pollution. We are not saying that it is not a concern, but if you take necessary actions to fix the soil, the action will take care of water also. Air pollution can also be fixed in a short time if you are willing to sacrifice your economic exuberance a little. But if you want to fix the soil, it will take approximately 15 to 25 years if you do it aggressively. If you do not do it aggressively or without much interest, it will take 40 to 50 years before you can get to the soil to a certain level. If the soil is in the bad condition for that long, it means 2 or 3 generations will go through terrible states of life. So coming to the 5 methods of soil revitalization. So the very first is organic content builds healthy soil. In India, people have tilling the same land for thousands of generations. But in the last generation, the soil quality has become so poor that it is on the verge of becoming a desert. If you want to preserve the soil, it means organic content has to go on it. But our trees have all been cut and millions of animals have been exported to other countries. These are not animals which are being shifted to other countries. This is our topsoil which is going into other countries. So how will you replenish the soil? That means if there are no leaves or animal waste, you cannot put back anything. This is a simple wisdom that every farming family knew. They knew how many animals and trees they must have on a certain amount of land. There is a national aspiration in India that has already been set up by the old planning commission by 33% of India should be under shade. Because if you want to preserve the soil, that is the only way. We should push for a law that if you own 1 hectare of land, you must compulsorily have a minimum of 5 bovine animals on the land. There is one fantastic thing about the land for which we have scientific data but no scientific reasoning yet. If you go to a place in this country where the soil is good and take 1 cubic meter of the soil, it is said that there are approximately 10,000 species of life in that 1 cubic meter. This is the highest concentration of life found anywhere on this planet. We do not know why, but it is how it is. So the soil just needs a little support. If you give that little support, it will bounce back. But as a generation of people, do we necessary brains to give that little support, or will we just sit around and watch it till it die? You cannot keep soil rich with fertilization or tractor. You need animals on the land. Right from ancient times, when we grew crops, we only took the crop and the rest of the plant, and animal waste always went back to the soil. The second is the tree-based agriculture or agroforestry. The term forest produce must go out of our vocabulary. There is no such thing as produce because there is not enough forest on this planet to harness as it produce. There is an era which has gone by. You cannot talk about forest produce in the future. We cannot create a new rainforest because that takes millennia of time or work, but we can definitely create tree cover. Tree cover cannot happen unless we move into tree-based agriculture. And because a large part of land is held by farmers, unless we make it lucrative for them to grow trees, trees will not happen. The third aspect is reduced meat consumption. Nearly 77% of the land, about 40 million square kilometers, that is used for agriculture in the world is used to raise animals and their food, compared to various other available solutions. Meat consumption is one of the simplest things that you can reverse. If you reduce your meat consumption by only 50%, 20 million square kilometers of land on the planet will become available for tree-based agriculture. If you raise those many trees, you can produce all the things that you are getting from the forest on agricultural land. Farmers will become rich and you will also enrich the soil. In this context, you do not have to give up the meat, just eat 50%. All the doctors are telling you to do it, but we obviously are not doing it. This is not even an ecological solution. This is a health solution for your life as well. The fourth aspect is fruit diet. Healthy for you and obviously healthy for the planet. Suppose someone is sick in the hospital. Of course, you will not take a steak or a biryani for them. You will only take fruits because the message is clear. Eat healthy and stay healthy. When travelers like Huonstown and Megathenes came to India, they observed that Indians have a disproportionately large part of fruit in their diet. And that's why they said that this could be the reason why our brain is so intellectually sharp. We are not conscious of the food we consume. So, if you eat 75% of the water content, your health will be managed very easily. If you eat raw vegetable, the water content is somewhere around 70%, and if you eat a fruit, your water content is about 90%. So that is the best diet. At least 30 to 40% of our diet should come from the trees, not from the 4-month cycle of crops. That means all of us should eat a little more fruit. Right now, fruit is expensive because we are getting it from New Zealand or Australia or Thailand. If you grow local tropical fruits here, they are not very expensive. So, 5 is the building a conscious planet. If any other species had perpetrated the kind of damage that we have to the planet, we would have found a way to deal with that. If billions of Martians locusts landed here and began to cut through and all our trees and turned our soil into deserts and sucked the water out of our rivers, we would have definitely exterminated them. But the problem is not alien locusts, the problem is us. Since we are the source of the problem, we can also be the source of the solution. We are a problem only because we are not conscious enough. Compulsive mode of action. If we were conscious, we would naturally be a solution. There are 5.2 billion living in countries with the ability to vote and elect their nation's leadership. We are looking at how to get at least 3 million people on board so that ecological issues became the issues that elect governments. We want to make these 3 billion people aware of at least 5 ecological aspects that must happen in our country, or 2 or 3 aspects that must not happen. If we do this, then ecologically we will become number 1, or at least the number 2 issue is election manifestos. We are here trying to bring focus to the most important aspect of rejuvenating this planet, the soil. Everything you see as life on this planet, including, like I said, worms, insects, birds, plants, human beings, everything happens out of just 39 inches of soil profile. The real damage is happening to this topsoil, which sustains every life that we know. If we can ensure the soil is organically rich and healthy, the planet will be capable of regenerating itself and we will be able to manage other problems to a large extent. Right now, over 95% of the global population have absolutely no awareness of the ecological disaster building around them. Ecological awareness is confined only to a small segment of people, and even among them, the idea of ecologically is largely limited to using less water while showering or turning off the tap while brushing their teeth, which is not comprehensive ecological solution. Only when ecologically, then we will be a large budgets are allocated so that solution manifests. So, this was all for today's video. I hope you liked it and I hope these videos will help you to regain your conscience. Thank you.